Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Athletics and Wellness Center on the campus of Earlham College as we bring you Earlham men's basketball on this Saturday afternoon. Welcome to the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. Really a game for both these teams. They need to get a win here this afternoon. The Quakers coming in at 1-4 in the conference. Manchester coming in at 2-3, and though things are still kind of bunched up in the middle, and we've got a lot to be decided between now and the end of this season, you certainly don't want to fall to the lower bracket here when you consider the Quakers, if they go to 1-5, will have to climb their way back. And Manchester, if they fall to 2-4, they too have to climb from the bottom up. We'll talk more about the standings coming up a little bit later in today's broadcast, and we'll run down the schedule as well. When we come back in a couple of moments here in the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show, we'll talk about Manchester, how they got to this point in the season. The scouting report is next, right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back 'em better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
We're back once again here at Earlham College, getting set for the men's contest here this afternoon. Let's scout the Manchester Spartans. You know, they come into this one at 4-8, 2-3 in the conference. They're 1-3 on the road, and they lost their last contest to Anderson 65-54. Trailed at halftime, didn't get anything going offensively, only 23 points at the end of that first half of play. They were down by 13 and never really recovered after that. So Manchester, after they win over Mount St. Joe, in which they outscored Mount St. Joe in the second half, 35-26. Did commit 20 turnovers in that game, but they turned Mount St. Joe over 21 times in that contest as well. So, yeah, we're going to wait and see which team's going to show up here today. Will it be against the Mount St. Joe team, or will it be against the Anderson team, in which they got off to that slow start? And they'll certainly have to play well here today because the Quakers are a better basketball team at home, and they've lost 3 straight. The Quakers know it's not exactly a must-win situation today, but it certainly is one that they certainly need to stay in this race, as we had mentioned just a couple of moments ago. And the Quakers, again, starting lineup will stay pretty much the same here today, and it's good to have Cheney Zolman back. The last time we were here, Zolman was sick, did not play in that game, and they eventually did lose that game as well. All right, don't go away. The starting lineups are coming up in a couple of moments. Stay right there. This is Earlham basketball right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with the most comprehensive auto repair services that include general services, car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. Their goal is simple: to offer the best services available at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. For a high-performance vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, give them a call at 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft-Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond.
Think about the moments in your life, moments you might miss if you become ill. People often ignore their own health, even when their body is telling them something isn't right. Routine health screenings could be the difference between catching it early when it's more treatable or waiting until it's too late. Make time to have an annual wellness visit. Keep up with routine screenings so you don't miss out on any of your moments. Reed Health's team of experts can keep you in control of your health, making sure you stay right where you belong. Reed Health, right beside you.
Back here at the Athletics and Wellness Center, Quakers about to be introduced. Here's how things will line up today for Manchester. Jared Andis, a 5'11 sophomore out of Hagerstown. He wears number 3. Des Moines Whitney is a 6'6 junior out of Detroit, Michigan, number 4. C.J. Hampton, 6'3 and a junior out of Hammond, Indiana, wearing number 5. Cortez Buckner is a 6-foot junior from Lafayette Jeff High School. He wears number 10. And Keaton Hall, a 5'11 grad student out of Lansing, Michigan, he wears number 24. So it'll be Andis, Whitney, Hampton, Buckner, and Hall today for Manchester. For the Earlham Quakers today, Kenneth Stallings Jr. is a 6'3 senior out of Gary, Indiana, wearing number 0. Cheney Zolman, 6'6 and a senior out of North Manchester, Indiana, he wears number 1. Jamel Barnes, the 6-foot junior from Muncie Central High School, he wears number 10. Blake Bonin, a 5'8 senior out of Crown Point, he wears number 30. And John Sacaleros, the 6'5 senior out of Crown Point, he wears number 42. So again, it'll be Stallings, Zolman, Barnes, Bonin, and Sacaleros today for the Quakers. And we are ready to get this one going. An important game, as we said, in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Great to have you with us on this Saturday afternoon. Of course, you can follow along live stats as we go throughout the day on GoEarlham.com. Other games going on today in the conference include Bluffton at Hanover, Defiance at Transylvania, Franklin is at Anderson, and Rose-Hulman on the road at Mount St. Joe. And right now, Franklin and Anderson both leading the conference. They're both at 4-1, with Hanover, Bluffton, and Rose all at 3-2. Defiance, Transy, and Manchester at 2-3, and Earlham and Mount St. Joe, both teams at 1-4. Whitney will jump it up in the middle against Cheney-Zolman. Manchester in their traveling dark uniforms, Quakers in their home whites. And we're ready to go on this one. The tip will be won by the Quakers, and Earlham will have the basketball first to begin this one. Blake Bonin with the point guard position again today. He, along with Jamel Barnes, will be there, along with Kenny Stallings. Barnes will dump it to Stallings on the low baseline, guarded there by Hall. Cross-court pass, Sacaleros wide open, jumper good, and Sacaleros from about 15 feet away puts the Quakers on the board. Earlham on top 2-0. Good look at Buckner. Buckner will find Hampton. Hampton from 16 short, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Quaker basketball. Manchester entering today's contest led by Whitney at 12.7 points per game, Hampton at 12.3, Buckner at 11 points per game. Here's Jamel Barnes. It'll be Stallings. Stallings off the drive with a right hand, and they're going to call him for a travel. So the Quakers, their first turnover here this afternoon. These two teams, again, as we said, coming in. Quakers trying to snap a losing streak of 3, and for the Spartans, they want to get back in the winning side of things after their last game and a loss. Here is Whitney. Whitney with that right hand in the lane, no good. He took it up over the top, and Zolman can't get it to fall, and there's Stallings with the rebound, and now Bonin will bring it across the timeline. Blake, there is high screen by Sacaleros. Blake, the runner, good. Boy, you have to respect the screen and roll. Quakers run it very well, and Blake gets his first 2. Here's Buckner. Buckner played his high school basketball at Lafayette Jeff in the corner. Here's Hall for 3, good. And the Quakers will have to find him. Hall averaging 9.6 points per game, and a good outside shooter for the Spartans. Bonin will get the screen from Sacaleros. Blake back to Jamel for 3-point. That's good. The three-pointer by Jamel Barnes, 7-3. Quakers off to a good start, 18:05 to go here in the opening half of play, and a blocking foul. The Quaker fans didn't like that. They thought that Buckner shoved off with the right hand, but Cheney-Zolman will pick up his first, team foul number 1. The official looking up at the fans and giving them a dirty look. That doesn't happen very often. The Quaker fans had given the official who called that foul a hard time. Buckner with the basketball now between the circles, guarded there by Jamel Barnes. They know each other well, both out of the North Central Conference. Here's Hampton on the drive in the lane, and Cheney-Zolman with a block shot. Hampton trying to get that one down the lane. Quaker basketball with a 4-point lead. That's Barnes. Off now to Stallings. Sacaleros back to Barnes. Entry pass once again on the low block. Here's Stallings, double teamed, wide open. Sacaleros on the baseline, yes. They double teamed, and it cost him, and Sacaleros now has 4. Buckner with the basketball near the timeline. Buckner, lob pass near side. Andis with the basketball, 3. He misses, and we've got a rebounding foul called there against Whitney. And so Whitney picks up his first. Oganaki will check in. That is Abdul Oganaki out of Wrighton Park, Illinois, 6'6" grad student. Following the foul call against Whitney, it'll be Quaker basketball, 17:05 remaining. Entry pass, Zolman down in the low block. He'll pull up shot, can't get it to go, and the rebound pulled down by Whitney. Buckner quickly crossed the timeline. Andis for three, off the runner, no, and the rebound again by Cheney Zolman. Quakers back into the motion offense once again. We'll see another change for Manchester as Jalen Owens will be checking in relatively soon. Sacaleros, he will find Blake Bonin for three. And the Quakers an early 9-point lead. Blake with 5. This is Buckner. Takes it baseline. Buckner up off the glass and good. Buckner getting Manchester back on the board. We mentioned Buckner averaging 11 points per game out of Lafayette Jeff High School. Quaker basketball. Good look here, Jamel Barnes. Jamel back once again to Zolman. Entry pass to Sacaleros. Sacaleros. Cross-court pass to Stallings. Stallings splitting two defenders. High up off the glass. Got the roll. Kenneth Stallings Jr. And Stallings with his first basket of the day. And the Quakers lead it now 14-5. Here's Buckner at the right elbow. Out front now to Whitney. Whitney left side, nothing there as they'll kick it out of Andis. Nice pass inside to the big fella Whitney, and he got two defenders in the air and lays it up off the glass. Whitney with his first two. Jared Andis, a sophomore out of Hagerstown High School, has some fans here watching this afternoon. Of course, his high school team plays in the Wayne County Championship tonight. This is Barnes, the screen by Sacaleros. Barnes back once again to Zolman. Shot is short, but they're going to call the foul here on Oganaki. And he will pick up his first. So Cheney Zolman at the line for a two here for the Quakers. 15-13 now remaining in the first half, and the free throw is good. We'll see a change again for Manchester. Looks like C.J. Hampton is one of those set to come back into the lineup. Quakers back to a 9-point lead. We mentioned Jalen Owens has checked in as well. So Whitney sits down, and Andis will sit down. The next free throw's on the way. It is good. So Zolman able to hit all three. We've got a timeout on the floor. Manchester calling the first timeout on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers lead it by 10.
After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com.
10-point lead for the Quakers here in the first half of play as Manchester, we'd mentioned, made a couple of changes in their lineup, and they get the timeout. The 10-point lead right now, the biggest we've seen here in the first half of play. As we come up on the 15-minute mark as Buckner with the basketball. Oganaki now with the ball on the right wing, and it's nearly turned over. Blake Bonin trying to get the steal away from Jalen Owens. 16 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Oganuke off the inbound, wants to give it up, does so again to Owens. Owens guarded by Bonin. Now the switch. Owens nearly throws it away. Oganuke with the basketball. He'll find Hall deep in the corner. This is Buckner for three. Missed it. Rebound Quakers. Bonin out on the run. Blake waiting for help. Will bounce it to Zolman. Back to Bonin. Quakers trying to build on a 10-point lead. 21 on the shot clock. Bonin will find Barnes. He'll lift for three. Can't get it to go. Rebound Sacaleros. He will find Stallings on the wing. Stallings starts to penetrate. Back to Bonin. Blake will find Stallings. Shot fake. 16-footer straight away. Rims in and out. And the rebound pulled down by Hampton. Here come the Spartans once again. That'll be Buckner across the timeline. Sacalero stepping there to make sure he doesn't come back to the top. Oganuke once again into the hands of Hall. Hall takes the screen. Nice pass. Reverse layup. Good by Owens as he got loose down in the baseline. Owens out of Terre Haute. Played his high school basketball at Terre Haute North. Getting his first two, averaging 7.1 points per game. Blake Bonin stops in the corner. Wide open for three, and there's Cheney Zolman. Cheney able to stretch the floor as a number 5 type player, but really can play just about anywhere on the floor if you ask him to. Here's Buckner at the top. Nice crossover the left hand. Layup good. He got by Barnes, got that first step. And Buckner now with 4. Quaker basketball, 9-point lead, 13 minutes remaining in the first half. Here's Stallings. Starts to penetrate, is cut off by Hampton. Back to Zolman, and now it'll be Jamel Barnes. Blake Bonin, the screen from Sacaleros. The throw in, and Blake a little bit late that time. Turnover Quakers, that's their second. C.J. Hampton with a takeaway. As we head the other way, good look now to Keaton Hall. Hampton will have it deep in the corner, guarded there by Sacaleros. Hampton backing his man down, spins to the baseline, basket good, and he's fouled. So C.J. Hampton with his first 2. Changes here for Manchester once again. Sacaleros, by the way, picks up the foul. Coming into the Quaker lineup, Thomas Sanborn. Also in will be Tariq Eldasugi. Eldasugi, the senior out of Brebeuf High School. Back in the lineup will be Whitney for Manchester as the free throw is good. And it is now a 6-point lead. See, there's one other change, and coming in the lineup, number 20 will be Matt Westman out of Michigan City. Westman for Manchester wearing number 20. Barnes between the circles, back to Sanborn. Sacaleros trying to post up underneath. Nothing there for Barnes, back to Bonin. Once again, Barnes, 9 on the shot clock. Barnes gets the screen from Sacaleros, the roll and the turnover. Third turnover by the Quakers. Back there the way we go. They'll bring it across the timeline as Owens sets it up. Shot no good as that one is off the mark. Westman unable to hit it. Timeout Quakers. So Earlham, who got off to a good start, they're going to call a 30-second timeout right here on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers lead it by 6.
Hey, this is Steve at Jiffy Lube. The other day a cashier said to me, if you're happy with the service here, there's a site you can take a survey on. Kind of laughed and said, what if I'm not happy? To which she replied, well, then you can just forego the survey. I thought, well, that's kind of the equivalent of if you can't say anything nice, then don't say anything at all. What if we all adopted that? Jiffy Lube, take the survey, but if you can't say anything nice, just don't say anything at all.
Hey, this is Steve Funkhauser at Jiffy Lube. Come on out, see us. We're ready to serve.
Quakers had momentum early, and now Manchester coming back, and they've cut that deficit down to 6. Quakers get a quick timeout. Thomas Sanborn in the lineup, as we mentioned. He can get hot. We saw him do it a couple of games ago in which he hit several threes in a row. He'll have the basketball. Now it's Eldasugi. Tariq looking inside, and he double dribbled with it. Quakers with their 4th turnover. I'm sure it caught the official by surprise. It did us as well, as Eldasugi unable to get away with that one, and now it'll be Manchester basketball. This is Buckner. Buckner and Barnes will battle all day long. Pair of 10s going at one another. It'll be Buckner on the drive. Nothing there. Dumps it in the corner to Whitney. Whitney picks up his dribble, guarded by Eldasugi. Whitney, then he double dribbles with it. Manchester first turnover. I guess Eldasugi and Hampton have not been informed that you can't pick up the dribble and do it again, or Whitney, not Hampton. Here is Barnes at the left elbow, guarded there by Buckner. Sacaleros now to Bonin between the circles. Still 15 on the shot clock, 11 and change to go in the first half, and Sacaleros will be fouled there. Looks like Matt Westman, the junior again out of Michigan City. That'll be the first for Westman. Cheney Zolman checking back in as Barnes as well as Sakaleros will sit down. Quakers come back again with Kenneth Stallings. That's Stallings with the basketball, up and under, leans in, can't get it to go on the rebound by Whitney. Whitney, the 6'6 junior out of Detroit. Here is Buckner. The handoff to Westman. Pull-up shot on the way, good. Westman on the board. And it is now a 4-point lead. Quakers nearly turn it over. Owens looking for the steal. Westman on the board. There are now 6 different players that have scored for Manchester here in the first half as we're just about halfway through. Here's Blake Bonin. Bonin will find Sanborn. Hands off now to Stallings. El Dasugi once again to Sanborn. They're going to post up underneath to Stallings. Zolman back up to Bonin. 9 on the shot clock. Blake driving and a foul call on the pass. Looks like they're going to get Jalen Owens for his first. Jason Slane getting some time here in the first half. Back in Jamel Barnes. Jason Slane, the 6'4 junior out of Fishers. Another change here as we see who came in, 24. That's going to be Keaton Hall back in now for Manchester. Sanborn, kick out to Zolman. Still 15 on the shot clock. Once again, it'll be Stallings to Sanborn. Slane off the drive, takes the contact, and a whistle and a foul called against Whitney. He just picked up his second. And Jason Slane will go to the line for 2. Boy, how big is it that you get that first step? And generally, you'll always get fouled when you get to the basket and you beat your man on that first step. Free throw's no good. Give him a good jab step. We were talking about in the women's game earlier that you'd love to see more players pull up and use that mid-range jumper more than they do. Back in the ball game, Alganuke for Manchester. Then stealing it away will be Stallings, and he almost got an easy 2. Manchester 2 turnovers. Quakers get another turnover right there. Now 3 for the Spartans. And we're halfway through now the first half of play. Sanborn with the dribble. Zolman hands off once again into the hands of Barnes. Here's Slane. Entry pass, and what a seal that time for Cheney Zolman. Cheney just sealing off the defender and got an easy layup. Quakers now lead it by 6. This is Buckner. Gets the screen from Hampton. Buckner, the double team. Nice pass to Hampton. He couldn't handle it. It goes out of bounds. 3 straight turnovers committed now by Manchester. And for Buckner, that was a great pass. But Hampton not ready to handle it. And now the Quakers will get it back with a 6-point lead. 9:29 to go in the first half. Quakers have been in games this year. They played extremely well. And, boy, that overtime loss at Rose-Hulman, they were outscored 17-5 in the overtime. Here's Zolman against Buckner. Zolman will just lift and shoot it over Buckner and hit it. That's the one thing Cheney can do at 6'6". Quakers lead it by 8 once again. Lob pass inside now to Hampton. Hampton with the left hand in the lane, off the glass and good. Hampton, big body inside, averaging 12 per game. He has 5. 8:49 to go in the first half. This is Slane. Hands off now to Sanborn, forced way out front. Now it'll be Jamel Barnes. Barnes starts to go left. They leave him wide open. He bypasses it, gives it up now to Zolman. Cheney against Buckner. Entry pass to Sanborn. Kick out Barnes. Quick shot now to the near side to Stallings. Can't get it to go. And the rebound now by Keaton Hall. Here's Buckner across the timeline once again. Nice crossover and a whistle and a foul before the shot. Otherwise, that's an easy 2 right there for Buckner. Foul's going to be called against Jamel Barnes. Blake Bonin is back in as the Quakers will bring Thomas Sanborn out of the ball game. Manchester off the inbound. Quakers able to deny until Buckner's able to receive it. Pass quickly in the corner to Hall for three, and nice release, but a little bit off the mark. And the rebound for the Quakers, Jamel Barnes. 8:07 to go now here in the first half. Bonin off the screen from Jason Slane. Slane will nope. He was going to start to set the screen again. They'll wisely kick it back out to Zolman. Now it'll be Barnes at the left elbow. Barnes looking right, goes left, back to Cheney. High over Buckner again, this time the three-pointer. And Buckner just holding out his hands like, what do I got to do here? Zolman having a big first half for the Quakers and a 9-point lead now for Earlham. Ogunake with the basketball, trying to find his teammate Hampton, knocked out of bounds. Another deflection for the Quaker defense. 13 points by Cheney Zolman as he leads all scorers here in the first half. Jared Andis will come back in, the junior, sophomore out of Hagerstown High School here in the Richmond area, just about 12 miles up the road. Here's Buckner. He and Barnes have been battling it out here in the first half. High screen by Ogunake. Once again, this will be Hall. Hall. Andis. Pull-up jumper on the way. Good quickness there by Andis. 27-20. Jared averaging just over 5 points per game, gets his first two. That is Barnes across the timeline. Now it'll be Bonin, the screen by Cheney. Jason Slane at the top of the key, works it right side to Barnes at the elbow. Barnes bouncing back to Cheney, way out front. Hampton took a swipe at it, couldn't come up with it. Here's Stallings, 7 on the shot clock. Stallings slips on the floor, and the possession arrow in favor of Manchester. Quakers now with their 5th turnover of the afternoon, but still hold on to a 7-point lead. Manchester hanging in there. This is Buckner once again now for the Spartans. The high screen by Hampton. Buckner tried the skip pass, and it's going to go out of bounds. 19 seconds remaining on the shot clock. 6:45 remaining here in the first half. That'll be Buckner will inbound. Deep in the corner, guarded there by Barnes. Off the inbound is Hall. This is Hall against Stallings, and he reset it out front. Ogunake with the basketball. Nice backdoor cut by Andis, and he missed the layup. Andis had a bunny right there and missed it, so now the Quakers benefit from that miss, have a 7-point lead as Bonin brings it across the timeline. Cheney Zolman out front, trying to give it off now to Barnes, will do so. Now to be Slane at the left elbow. He'll dump it down low to Zolman. Bonin with the reverse layup off the nice pass from Cheney. He can't get it to go. Andis back the other way from Manchester. The three missed. It goes out of bounds, and they're going to say that it was last touched by Ogunake, and so go back over to the Quakers. And for the first time today, we will see freshman A.J. White come in, the 5'11 guard out of Pike High School. 6:05 remaining. Again here in the first half, and Blake will bring it across the timeline. He's guarded there by Andis. Zolman getting pushed from behind, but no whistle. C.J. Hampton. Here's A.J. White driving underneath the basket. Back to Zolman for three at the top, gets another one. 16 now by Zolman here in the first half. And for Cheney, that is his third three-pointer, and the Quakers now lead it by 10. Buckner inside now to Hampton, powers his way up, misses, gets the offensive rebound, then loses it on the baseline, and the Quakers nearly come away with it. Ball barely going out of bounds. Blake Bonin the last to touch it. And we will get a timeout. Manchester will use their second timeout on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers on top by 10. This is Earlham Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Our community, it's where we live, it's where we work, it's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Quaker basketball brought to you this afternoon by your Richmond area Subways. A reminder, each day of the week you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Friday they have the tuna, Saturday the Black Forest ham, and Sunday the meatball marinara. Treat yourself at Subway, 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. 5:28 remaining again here in the first half, and it's been Cheney Zolman leading the way with 16 of the Quakers' 30 points. Manchester using yet another timeout. At halftime, we'll have the updated stats. As always, you can follow those stats on GoEarlham.com. Manchester inbounding the basketball. That is Buckner. And it'll be brought out front by Ogunwueke. As Ogunwueke, will give it off now to Hampton. Will drive and miss, and Buckner able to get the offensive rebound. Andis in the corner. His three-pointer is no good. And Barnes there for the rebound for the Quakers. So Ogunwueke unable to do it for Manchester. They had a good possession there. Quaker basketball. This will be White as he'll slide back through the lane, and Blake Bonin with the basketball will find Cheney deep in the corner. Zolman against Buckner, drives out to Barnes. Blake quickly to Slane. Slane will fire in the corner, missed it. White trying to battle for the rebound. Buckner comes away with it. Buckner quickly pushing the ball up the floor, and then a blocking foul called on Jamel Barnes. Barnes will pick up number 2. Back in the ball game now for Manchester will be Westman, as Andis will sit down. Looks like Jamel Barnes is going to come out of the ball game, so the Quakers will have Stallings and Blake Bonin along with Zolman, Slane, and A.J. White in the lineup with 4:40 remaining here in the first half. This is Buckner. Hampton off the drive, feeds in the corner. The three-pointer by Hall is good. Hall, another 3. Quakers a little late getting to him, and now Hall has his second three-pointer of the afternoon. Quaker basketball, A.J. White gets the screen from Slane. A.J. once again to Zolman. 17 on the shot clock. Here's Bonin with the basketball. Back once again to Cheney at the right elbow. Cheney draws the double team, kicks it back to Blake between the circles. 4:06 to go, 7 on the shot clock. Here's Zolman lifting for 3 again. That one rims in and out. Slane went for the rebound, but Ogunwueke there for the rebound for Manchester instead. Here's Buckner with the basketball. Ogunwueke with the screen. Buckner losing it. Ball will go all the way to midcourt. Ogunwueke able to run it down. The ball was touched by a Quaker. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Off the screen, this is Westman. Pull-up jumper good. That'll be a 3-point basket, and all of a sudden it's a 4-point ball game. Westman with his first 3, he has 5, and we're at 3:28. White working now against Buckner. Buckner relentless on defense. Quick hands out front, really disrupting A.J. White. Zolman will find Slane at the top. Blake Bonin with the basketball. Entry pass to Cheney. Lost it out of bounds, but last touch there by Hampton. Still 9 on the shot clock. And we will see a change here as El Dasugi is back in for the Quakers. Also coming in will be Sacalero. Slane will sit down. Zolman will sit down, and again Cheney with 16 points here in the first half. 9 on the shot clock. The entry, Stallings. Stallings leans in, can't get the roll. Ogunwueke with a rebound there for Manchester. And they can cut that deficit once again. The Quakers had it at 10 just moments ago. Under the 3-minute mark. This is Buckner out on the high post to Hampton. Hampton drives, goes between 2 defenders. Nice shot in the lane. Quakers need a timeout. They will use their second timeout. A 2-point lead, 2:49 remaining in the first half. Quakers on top, 30-28 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf, and I approve this message.
Hey, if you're looking for a great place to dine, how about Little Sheba's? Come join them in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue and grab one of their gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, and more in their smoke-free environment. You can get a 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home. For more information about Little Sheba's, give them a call at 962-2999.
Now, the Quakers had a 10-point lead just moments ago, but Manchester continues to come back. C.J. Hampton now with 7, Keaton Hall with 6, and Westman with 5 points. The Quakers again led by Cheney Zolman with 16 points here in the first half. Blake Bonin has 5, Barnes with 3, Sakaleros with 4, Stallings with a couple of points as well. Quaker basketball following the timeout. This is Stallings. Stallings sizing up the defender. Stallings will go back to White against Buckner. Once again, it'll be Stallings, two-man game near side. Stallings driving hard. He'll have his shot blocked. It may have been Oganuke on the block. Manchester chance to tie right here. This is Buckner with the basketball. They'll bounce far side to Hall. Back once again to Buckner. That is C.J. Hampton out in the high post. Hampton starts to drive, pulls up with the left hand, way short over Sakaleros. Hampton thought he was fouled, got no whistle. Quaker basketball. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Bonin the high screen. Once again, it'll be White off now to El Dasugi. Sakaleros gives to White. 16 on the shot clock. White will drive, basket good, and he's fouled. A.J. White, good quickness to the basket. And A.J. with his first 2 of the afternoon. And they're going to get Cortez Buckner, the junior out of Lafayette, for the foul. And here is White at the line to complete the three-point play, and he will. And the Quakers needed that. Their offense had stalled a little bit here in the later stages of the first half, and we're down to 1:48 to go. And the Quakers lead at 33-28. Oganuke off to Buckner, and once again into the hands of Hampton. Hampton got Sakaleros in the air, and will go to the line for 2. Good move that time by C.J. Hampton. So for Sakaleros, that it will be number 2, the 5th team foul. Cheney Zolman is set to come back in for the Quakers. We'll make a change as well for Manchester. Back to a 4-point lead, and coming in will be Jalen Owens, the sophomore guard out of Terre Haute. And there is Jared Andis once again for Hagerstown. And once again at the line, C.J. Hampton. 1:36 to go in the first half. Hampton unable to complete the 2 free throws. He'll get 1 of 2. It'll stay at a 4-point lead. And White will bring it across the timeline for the Quakers. Here's El Dasugi looking for the first step. Throws it back outside, run down by Stallings near midcourt. Oganuke was on the guard against El Dasugi. Ball goes out of bounds, and the Quakers turn it over. 6th turnover now for the Quakers. And down to 1:15 remaining here in the first half of play. Halftime, we'll check out the first half numbers, and as always, run down the national scoreboard. This is a good look at Hampton. Drives, has it stripped out of his hands. Blake Bonin able to get a hand on that one. It'll stay here. 19 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Andis will set himself up in the left corner. Oganuke with the basketball off once again to Owens. Owens back out front. Hampton, Andis in the lane. And what did they get? A 3-second call, or do we have a foul? Maybe a foul on the Quakers. We wait until we get the official call of what it might be. The one official going to the scorer's table. There are 16 fouls right now on Manchester. The Quakers with 5. 1:02 remaining here in the first half. I'm not sure if they're going to reset the shot clock to 20. It again is at 17. And we'll go back to the scorer's table again. Well, unlike they do with those on ESPN or CBS, they don't let us know, and right now we haven't gotten an explanation from anyone downstairs, so whatever it was, they decided to reset the shot clock to 12. Off the inbound, three-pointer, no good by Westman. So that must have been the decision of what they were talking about, is where the shot clock was. Here's Blake Bonin, the high screen by Zolman. El Dasugi on the right wing, and they got Cheney on the push. Andis in there as well. Cheney needs to be careful. He was getting a little bit animated off that one. 7 turnovers now by the Quakers. Jason Slane will come in. Keaton Hall will also check in now for Manchester. 46.8 seconds remaining. Here's Buckner. Buckner guarded there by Hall. Buckner gets the high screen by C.J. Hampton. And now the drive and the kick in the corner, and they throw it away. Last touch by Westman. Manchester, their 5th turnover. Quakers get it back. There's about a 2.5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. So now the Quakers will walk this one across the 10-second line. That'll be A.J. White, guarded out front by Keaton Hall. Quakers may be going for the final shot. Do not give Manchester a last opportunity. Here's Bonin, a quick release, and that's off the glass. El Dasugi with a rebound, and we've got a jump ball call. It will stay with the Quakers. With 8.2 seconds remaining in the first half. Still a 4-point lead here for Earlham, and A.J. White will inbound the basketball. El Dasugi coming off the screen, then setting the screen. Blake Bonin. Bonin with 5 seconds. Stallings for 3. Can't get it to fall. A.J. the rebound. The fadeaway, no. And that will do it for the first half. We have made it to halftime. Your first half statistics coming up in just a moment on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Earlham on top of this one, 33-29.
Today's game brought to you in part by Mancino's Pizza and Grinders. Mancino's is family friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads every day. They serve great food priced for family budgets. Mancino's Italian bread and pizza dough are made from scratch every day, and the baking process may take a little more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1166 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com. New Vision Sports is a training program that focuses on the training and improvement of this serious-minded athlete, including all ages and skill levels. From creating customized workout plans to providing ongoing motivation and support, New Vision strives to help you achieve your training goals. Their trainers use a variety of effective workout plans based on your specific goals. New Vision Sports, 977-5831, or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
Looking to kickstart your fundraiser? Take your fundraising efforts to the next level with expert support from Suds Fundraising and get access to a fundraising kit full of quality products people can't wait to get their hands on, a dedicated web store to reach your online audience, a digital marketing kit that allows you to convert leads easily, and so much more. Let us help you reach your fundraising goals on time. Visit sudsfundraising.com to get started today.
Hey, this is Steve from Jiffy Lube. Sometimes I talk to myself, which is not necessarily a new thing, but lately I've been calling myself bro. So the other day I got out of the car and I looked down at my shoes and was like, wow, that's not what I expected. And I said to myself, you're just gonna have to own this look, bro. Yeah, I know I got issues. Don't have issues with your car though. Come on down to Jiffy Lube, get everything fixed, be on the road. Now that's a commercial, bro. Preventative maintenance. Good job.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
We have made it to halftime, 33-29. Again, your halftime score. Here are the first half numbers. Let's start with Manchester. They were 12 of 26 in the first half for 46%, hit 3 of their 10 three-point attempts and 2 of 3 from the line. They finished with just 4 turnovers, 13 total rebounds, 2 offensive boards, 9 assists, 3 steals, 7 bench points, and 10 points in the paint. Individually, Hampton with 8, Hall with 6, Westman with 5, Buckner with 4, Andis with 2, Whitney with 2, and Owens finishing with 2 in the first half. For the Quakers, they shot 50% overall, 12 of 24. They were 5 of 11 from three-point range, good enough for 46%, and 4 of 6 from the line. Quakers had 8 turnovers, 15 total rebounds, just 2 offensive boards, 9 assists, a block, 1 steal, 3 bench points, and 6 points in the paint. Quakers led by Cheney Zolman with 16, Blake Bonin with 5, John Sakaleros with 4, Jamel Barnes with 3, A.J. White with 3, and Kenneth Stallings Jr. with 2 points in the first half. So pretty even first half, though. The Quakers, I think their biggest lead might have been 10 or 11. I know it was at least 10, but they might have gotten it to 11 at one point. Either way, they did have a double-digit lead in the first half of play. We will come back in just a moment and check out the national scoreboard coming up in a little bit. Earlham on top of this one at halftime, 33-20.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back them better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994. Finding a used car dealership you can trust is not an easy thing to do, but for me, the choice was almost too easy. How about Tony's Car Sales in Richmond? Hi, this is Troy Narangowski. You know, I purchased my last 2 cars from Tony's, and I couldn't have been happier with their service. They didn't pressure me, and they worked me through the entire process. Hey, if you're in the market for a great used vehicle, get to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond, 250 National Road West. For more information, give them a call at 962-5665 or go to their website, Tony'sCarSales.com.
Halftime 33-29. Let's get you caught up on what else is happening in the world of sports today. The NFL playoffs are continuing, and San Francisco and Minnesota are playing out in the Bay Area. And right now, as they play in the second quarter, it is 7-0 in that contest. So again, the winner of that will advance to the NFC Championship game. And then Baltimore, Tennessee, they play later tonight. That game will kick off from Baltimore at around 8:15. Men's college basketball, number 1 Gonzaga now leading Loyola Marymount in the first half 30-17. Number 4 Baylor, they defeated number 3 Kansas by a final of 67-55. It was number 5 Auburn over Georgia 82-60. Also the final, Indiana upending number 11 Ohio State 66-54. 13th rated Louisville, they beat Notre Dame up in South Bend 67-64. Number 14 Kentucky, a winner over Alabama 76-67. 15th ranked Dayton, they pounded UMass 88-60. Number 16 Villanova, a winner over Georgetown 80-66. One of their final and top 25 play, number 20 Penn State losing to Wisconsin 58-49. One of the game underway is Syracuse now leading number 18 Virginia 22-15 in the first half. And coming up later today, number 2 Wake Forest, or I should say number 2 Duke is home against Wake Forest. Also number 7 San Diego State hosting Boise State. Number 9 Oregon home against Arizona State. And number 17 West Virginia, they'll be hosting number 22 Texas Tech. Women's college basketball in top 25 play. Number 1 UConn pounding Houston today 91-51. It was number 22 South Carolina over Omaha 77-44. And number 25 Princeton was a win over Penn 75-55. One other game in top 25 play, number 16 Gonzaga. They will play Pacific later on tonight. All the games in the NBA coming up later this evening. Minnesota's at Houston, New Orleans at Boston, Chicago's at Detroit. The Lakers on the road at Oklahoma City. It's Philadelphia, Dallas, Cleveland at Denver, and Milwaukee is on the road at Portland. And in the NHL, there is one final already today. Vancouver beat Buffalo 6-3. Montreal later tonight is at Ottawa, Boston at the Islanders, Tampa Bay skates at Philadelphia. New Jersey is at Washington, Los Angeles at Carolina. The Rangers on the road at St. Louis. Anaheim is at Chicago, Edmonton at Calgary, Columbus at Vegas, and Dallas is on the road at San Jose. You are up to date on what is happening in the world of sports, as we had mentioned, live stats as we go along this afternoon on GoEarlham.com. We will come back. The second half is right around the corner. Stay there. This is Earlham Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family-operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 Southeast Street in Richmond. Are you looking for the right place to work out? A place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond, Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at familyfitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond. Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120. For over a century, Richmond Power & Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power & Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power & Light. Together we make powerful partners.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
Back here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. By the way, after tonight, the Quakers will be back home on Wednesday. They'll welcome Bluffton to town. That, by the way, is a 7:30 tip-off time. 7:30 on Wednesday. We'll have it for you right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. In fact, the Quakers 4 out of 5 at home and 3 out of the next 4 at home as well. So a great opportunity to get rolling in the HCAC. It will be Manchester basketball. Jared Andis back in the game. In the fact, looks like starters going both ways to begin this second half. This is C.J. Hampton working against Zolman. Hampton in the lane. He tips it a second time. It goes out of bounds. Hampton has been trying to draw that foul. He comes up empty once again, and the ball goes out of bounds. Manchester will give it to the Quakers after their first possession here in the second half. Nate Conley not real happy about that call. Conley in his first year, he played his college basketball at Defiance. I mean, he didn't like that call at all. He thought maybe there was some contact there for C.J. Hampton to get to the free throw line, but no luck. There is one change, by the way. Oganuke is starting in the second half now for Manchester. Here's Stallings with the basketball at the left elbow. Off the screen, Barnes. Got the defender in the air. Barnes tried to throw it inside to Sakaleros. Quakers turn it over. Earlham had a chance right there. Love to see Barnes go ahead and shoot that shot. With the basketball is Buckner. Buckner bouncing inside, intended there for Hampton. Turnover Manchester. Here's Barnes back the other way. Buckner gets the block shot. Buckner 4-on-3 break back the other way. Pass deep in the corner left side to Hall. Hall fires and misses, and the rebound pulled down by Jamel Barnes. Up and down here already, the beginning of the second half. Sakaleros will find Bonin. Here's Stallings on the baseline. Stallings takes it in the lane. Turnaround shot with the right hand, no good. He falls to the floor, and here come the Spartans quickly back the other way. It's Hall bouncing inside. Okanuke with the reverse layup, and good. It is a 2-point ball game. Abdul Oganuke with his first 2 points, averaging 5 points per game. 18:24 to go. Stallings, or take that back, that'll be Barnes off the left wing to Sakaleros. Back to Jamel. Stallings in the left wing. Cheney down in the low block. He's working one-on-one against Hampton. Cheney turns to the baseline. Finger roll, no. He goes hard to the floor, no whistle. Here's Buckner back the other way. Buckner bouncing to Oganuke, and a traveling call not on Oganuke. They got Buckner right there on the turnover. Number 8 now by Manchester. Now Stallings has come out. He got a little shaken up, I think, on that last one, but he appears to be okay, but he is going to the locker room. Back in the ball game will be Thomas Sanborn now for the Quakers. 18 minutes remaining here in the second half. Quakers holding on to a 2-point lead. Sanborn off to Blake. Blake gets the screen by Sakaleros. Barnes will fire from the corner and miss it. Oganuke with a rebound. Manchester back the other way. That's Buckner across the timeline. Oganuke slip screen. Skip pass in the corner. Here's a 3 on the way. That's no good by Hall. Ball tipped out, and Hall able to run it down once again for Manchester. He'll go left wing. That shot's off the mark by C.J. Hampton. Andis with the offensive rebound. Player goes down for Manchester, and down on the floor is Oganuke, and they're going to check him out. He may have caught an inadvertent elbow going down really hard down on the baseline. There was a lot of contact underneath the basket, and sometimes you just end up getting an inadvertent whistle, or I should say an inadvertent elbow, if somebody's going up for a rebound, and so he is down for just a moment. And the way that it looks, he may have caught one right in the mouth. And he's going to be okay, and I think that they will have to bring him out. They will. We have not seen Whitney back in, the 6'6" junior out of Detroit. And there he is, so Whitney has checked in. Well, at Oganuke, in fact, you see right there at the top part of your screen, Oganuke has not even gone back to the bench yet. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Buckner. Whitney will give it off now to Hampton. Whitney in the back down the inside, and we've got a foul call. I think they may have gotten either Cheney Zolman. They did for number 2. Is that number 3? That's actually 3 on Zolman. 17-13 remaining. You can hear the Earlham crowd voicing their displeasure. Here's Holland. I'm talking about with the 3 guys in the striped shirts. Quakers really pressing defensively out front. Here's Buckner. The screen again by Hampton. Buckner stops, 5 on the shot clock, and then throws it away. Buckner, another turnover. That'll be number 9 now by the Spartans. Andis was the recipient of the basketball, but Andis only goes at about 5'11", and that ball sailed over his head and out of bounds, and it will be Quaker ball. This is Barnes off the screen. Pull-up shot, no good. Rebound, Sacaleros. And wide open at the top, and the three no good by Zolman. 16 in the first half, has not scored yet here in the second half of play. Buckner now to Hampton straight away. Nice backdoor cut, and the layup will be missed by Hall. Hall got intimidated a little bit by the defense coming over, and it will be now Quaker basketball. That is Barnes up the right sideline. Barnes picks up his dribble to Bonin. Bonin bouncing inside to Sacaleros. Stripped out of his hands by Buckner and out of bounds. "17 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Sacaleros off the inbound. It'll be Jamel. Jamel looking inside to Sacaleros. Goes to Blake on the left wing. Back once again. It'll be Jamel. Barnes at the right elbow. Bonin around the perimeter. Sanborn, quick release for three. Yes! And we have seen that before. First time today, though, for Thomas Sanborn. He has a great quick release. He and Blake Bonin may have the two quickest releases on the team. This is Buckner, backed away from the double team. Now it'll be Hall with the basketball against Bonin. Hall driving and then turns it over. Got caught in no man's land. 10 turnovers now by the Spartans. Here is Barnes back the other way. Blake gives it up once again to Zolman, and it'll be Barnes at the top of the key. The screen by Sacaleros. Bonin with the basketball. Once again, Zolman off the left wing. Sacaleros back to Blake. Blake will drive. Floater on the way off the glass. Good. How about Blake Bonin using the glass right there? 7 now for Blake, and the Quakers now with a 7-point lead. Buckner with the basketball at the top. Bouncing now to Whitney. Whitney will find Hampton. Buckner almost stolen away by Barnes, and then Barnes comes down to strip it out of the hands of Whitney, and it'll go out of bounds. It'll stay here with 14 on the shot clock. Kenneth Stallings is in, and I believe we do have a timeout. And Manchester this time is going to get the timeout, so they will have one remaining on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers lead it by 7.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Earlham basketball being brought to you today by Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. He has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on the transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, and colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Give him a call at 969-3400. Quakers continue to lead by 7. By the way, for Oganuke, he has not returned to the lineup. They're staying with Whitney, who has been in the ball game since Oganuke went down with the injury. But I think Oganuke is going to be okay. He may be at the end of the bench, but he's going to be back. This is Buckner bouncing away from the double team. High-low here. Hampton looking now to Whitney. Whitney puts a shoulder into Sacaleros, turns, and a foul call. Foul be called on Sanborn. The one thing about that play by Whitney, boy, anytime you lean that shoulder in, most of the officials will get you for an offensive foul. Bottom line is that defender has every right to stand in that space, and you cannot in any way force your will with a shoulder like that. Whitney now with 4. He'll get another or take that back 3. Second free throw is on the way and good, and we're back to a 5-point lead. Quakers will have Zolman sit down for the moment. They're going to need him down the stretch. Sacaleros at the top. It'll be Blake Bonin with the basketball. Brings it back and resets it in the midcourt circle. 15 on the shot clock. Sacaleros. Nope, that's going to be Sanborn off the drive. Back to Barnes. Inside. Sacaleros. Great ball movement. Sacaleros wide open inside. He has 6. Quakers lead it by 7. Here is Buckner. Stops deep in the corner. Guarded there by Barnes. And finally, turnover by Sacaleros, who gets the steal. Manchester, 11 turnovers. Great anticipation by John Sacaleros. 14 minutes remaining now here in the second. Bonin across the timeline. High post now to Sanborn. Off now to Barnes. Sacaleros at the top of the key. Quakers in their motion offense. Work it to Sanborn. That'll be Blake on the right wing. Blake at 9 on the shot clock. Barnes will set it up out front. Sacaleros the high screen. Barnes will throw it underneath, and Sacaleros unable to reach it. Turnover number 9 now for the Quakers. Keaton Hall will come back in for Manchester. And this is out. Buckner coming out. And it looks like Westman is in the ball game now for Manchester. And also, as we mentioned, this will be Jalen Owens, who played in the first half. Owens will find Oganuke, who's now checked in. Here's Whitney deep in the left corner against Sacaleros. Two guys really going at each other physically, up and under, basket good. And Whitney, strong player down low, has 6. Sacaleros did a great job defensively, but a better move that time by Whitney. Quaker basketball. Bonin off the left wing, spins with it, top of the key, gives it off to Sanborn, takes it baseline. The kick out to Blake for 3, no, and he's going to be fouled. Okanuke picks up the foul, looks back at the official, but still Blake Bonin goes to the floor and will go to the line. Had a chance right there, a possible 4-point play, but the Quakers will send him to the line for 3. Boy, Earlham gets that motion offense going. You know, we talk with Joe Schewers every week about the way that this offense works, and if you're ready to catch and shoot, you're going to get some looks because of the way that the offense is generated. Second free throw is good, and he'll get one more. It's the type of offense that if you're a shooter from the outside, and Earlham really does a good job now of recruiting guys who can shoot the basketball, you're going to get plenty of looks. So all 3 good by Blake Bonin. The Quakers open up an 8-point lead. 2:56 to go. Take that back. 12:56 to go. Good look at Whitney off the wing. Whitney guarded there by Stallings. Whitney now the double team. Whitney trying to get the shot off, and a whistle. And what are they going to call here? A foul against the Quakers. Foul will go against Blake Bonin. You can hear the Quaker fans wanting either a 3-second call or a traveling call. Off the inbound now for Manchester, trying to get it in is Owens. Okanuke nearly throws it away. Ball tipped from behind by Stallings. 12 turnovers by Manchester. A great steal there by Stallings. Now it'll be Quaker basketball, trying to build on an 8-point lead with 12:30 to go in this ball game. This is Blake Bonin. Barnes way out front. Oganuke on the guard once again. They'll make the switch. Barnes from 15, no. And the rebound by Whitney. Quick outlet pass will find Westman. And they'll push it up the right sideline there to Owens. Owens, the double team. Ball loose, picked up by Whitney. The skip pass, turnovers, and again, good anticipation by Sanborn to come up with the steal. And now 13 turnovers by Manchester. 11:53 to go. And Quaker basketball once again. This will be Barnes. Barnes now to Bonin. Blake driving all the way to the baseline, got caught underneath and stepped out of bounds. 10 turnovers now by the Quakers. Cheney Zolman coming back in. Buckner is back in. Also back in C.J. Hampton. Quakers again at this point now shooting at 43%. Manchester shooting at 42%. So both teams cooling off a little bit here in the second half. This is Buckner. On the high post now to Hampton. Hampton, Oganuke once again to Buckner. And once more time, they'll find Hampton down in the low block. The double team, the kick out Buckner around the perimeter. Three-pointer on the way is no good by Hall. Offensive rebound, Oganuke. He can't get it to go. And the Quakers come away with it as Jamel Barnes able to sneak in to get the loose basketball. 11:14 remaining, and the Quakers this time will get the timeout. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers on top by 8.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
$11-12 remaining here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. We mentioned earlier we'll be back here coming up on Wednesday. Another big game. Bluffton will be in town. 7:30 start time. Bluffton today, they're on the road at Hanover. Both teams at 3-2 in the conference, so they too involved in a huge game this afternoon. But right now, the Quakers just 11 minutes away from picking up a huge win here today and would snap a 3-game losing streak and put them at 2-4 in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Barnes will find Zolman, once again Bonin. Here is Stallings with the basketball, floats it inside to Cheney, double teamed, able to get away from the double team on the power dribble, misses the short jumper, and the rebound by Oganuke. This is Buckner across the 10-second line, check there by Barnes. The high screen by Hampton. Buckner back to Hampton, left-hand three on the way, no, and the rebound by Barnes. Barnes a couple of rebounds in the last 2 possessions. This is Bonin across the 10-second line. Sanborn out front to Zolman. Once again, it'll be Blake. Here's Stallings, the handoff to Barnes, gets the screen by Zolman. They'll reverse it again to Stallings, dumps it inside, not expecting the basketball of Zolman. The kick out to Barnes around the perimeter. This is Sanborn for 3, no good, and the tip into the hands of Oganuke. Here is Buckner across the 10-second line, waits and gives it off to Westman. Westman, guarded there by Blake Bonin, goes back out front. Zolman with the deflection into the backcourt and picked up there by Hampton. Hampton back across the timeline, nearly loses it. Buckner down the lane, feeds in the corner to Hall for 3, good. Big bucket there for Hall. Keaton Hall now with 9, and boy, they certainly needed that one. 9:38 to go in this one. The Bonin across the 10-second line for the Quakers. Now reverses with the left-hand top of the key. Back to Sanborn for 3. No. That one rims in and out. Buckner with a rebound. Here come the Spartans once again. Right side pass to Westman for 3. And back-to-back threes, and it's a 2-point ball game. Westman with 8. Quakers could use a bucket right here. Bonin to Sanborn. Sanborn now with a left-hand dribble, stops on the wing, hands off to Bonin, the high screen by Zolman. Blake at the top of the key, Sanborn around the perimeter to Zolman on the left wing. Cheney off the drive, Cheney in the lane, the double team and a whistle and a foul. Oganuke picks that one up. For Abdul, that'll be his 3rd. By the way, Cheney Zolman has not scored here in the second half. Manchester really keying on Zolman. Oganuke comes out, and it'll be Whitney back in. 20 on the shot clock off the inbound. Zolman back to Bonin. Bonin floats the pass to Cheney. Starts to go baseline, cut off there by Hampton. And they'll work it back around the perimeter once again into the hands of Jamel Barnes. Here's Barnes. Pull-up shot from 3, short. Ball inbounded into the hands of Westman. Westman up the left sideline for Manchester. Baseline drive, the kick out, Hall for three, no, and the rebound Jamel Barnes. That was a chance for Manchester to take a 1-point lead. 8:20 to go. Quaker basketball again. This is Bonin. Blake will be guarded there by Hall, and now Blake will walk it to the midcourt circle. Blake out on the high post as Sanborn gives it up now to Barnes. Barnes will drive against Buckner, and Buckner will pick up the foul before the shot, and that's number 2 on Buckner. Each team now with 3. 8:03 remaining here in the second half. John Sakaleros is back in. Zolman will sit down. Now again, Cheney playing with 3 fouls, so they're trying to be cautious with him. We have a lot of basketball to be played, so they don't want him to pick up number 4, and they have to sit him on the bench for an even longer period of time here in this one. Well, to give Manchester credit, they've been down in double digits a couple of times here tonight, but they battled back, and again, it's a 2-point lead. Stallings off the pass out front by Barnes. Stallings nearly mishandles it, gives it back to Jamel, who backs it up to midcourt. Jamel will break his man down, finds Sakaleros on the baseline for 2. Great play by Barnes. And Sakaleros, you don't leave him wide open, as he now has 8. 4-point lead. Buckner off the drive with the left hand, bouncing on the wing, 3-pointer, and a whistle and a foul on Thomas Sanborn as Westman hits the floor, and Westman will go to the line for 3 shots. Sanborn picks up number 2. Boy, you see that a lot these days where shooters are getting fouled on these 3-point shots. Players defensively, their momentum just takes them right into the shooter. And they always talk about not fouling the jump shooter, but it does happen quite often. 7:33 remaining here in the second half. Westman's second free throw is good. Westman out of Michigan City. Cheney Zolman back in, so they'll get him back in on offense. Thomas Sanborn will sit down. Sanborn with 3 here in the second half. One more here for Westman. And that one bouncing in and out, so 2 of 3 for Westman. 45-43. Quakers still holding on now to a 2-point lead. That is Zolman out front, hands off now to Barnes. Barnes behind the back dribble, backs it away from Buckner. Now looks to break Buckner down, stops. Buckner right back in on him. Got a little bit of help that time by Westman. This will be Stallings. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Barnes. Hesitates, fires and misses. Probably would have been better to shoot it the first time, but he hesitated, thinking about the drive. Quakers one and done there. This will be Buckner with the basketball at the right elbow beyond the 3-point line. Buckner traveled with it, no whistle. Now it'll be Westman. Westman near the sideline. They're going to double team underneath against Hampton. 13 on the shot clock. Westman trying to find a lane to drive. Will go back once again to Buckner, and the kick out in the corner. Here's the 3 on the way. Good. Big bucket by Westman. And Manchester has taken a 1-point lead and a timeout on the floor. We will take a timeout as well. Manchester battling back. They now take a 1-point lead in the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with the most comprehensive auto repair services that include general services, car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. Their goal is simple: to offer the best services available at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. For a high-performance vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, give them a call at 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Back here at the Athletics and Wellness Center, 46-45 Manchester. Strong second half, and the shooting of Westman as he has 8 points here in the second half to lead the way for Manchester. 13 overall. He has 2 big three-pointers. And now the Quakers must find a way to regroup here. Still 6:37 remaining. Boy, again, Cheney Zolman, 16 in the first half, has not scored in this second half, but you got to give a lot of credit to Manchester. They've used Hampton, Whitney, and Oganuke on him in the second half. This is Blake Bonin off now to Barnes, handing it to Sanborn, who's checked back in. Here's Barnes with the left hand, 18 on the shot clock. Quakers continue their offensive motion out front. Back to Barnes for 3. Got a good look and hits it. So Jamel with another 3, and the Quakers now take a 2-point lead. This is Buckner looking for the screen by Whitney. Whitney now screen away. Down the lane is Westman. Coming behind him is Hall, and Hall's three-pointer is good. Good offensive movement, getting Hall the good look there. He now has 12. Manchester now leads it by 1. Good basketball game going on here today between the Quakers and the Spartans. Here's Bonin, left once again into the hands of Cheney. Back to Blake. Blake stops. Zolman will set up, fire the 3. Can't get it to go as he took it high over Hampton. And the rebound by Whitney. 5:27 to go. Quakers need a stop right here. We're going to see another change as Stalling set to come back in. Drive by Westman, basket good. That time they thought about going out and guarding him, and Westman took him baseline. And now Westman, 10 points in the second half and a 3-point lead for Manchester. Bonin will find Barnes at the left elbow. Sakaleros the slip screen. Can't get the basketball to him. Back once again to Zolman. Now to be Barnes. Guarded out front by Whitney. Barnes, another 3 on the way. No. Rebound battled for and hard to the floor is Zolman. He hits his head. And they may have to check him out. He got hooked up down there with C.J. Hampton. And they're going to call that foul on Zolman. That's his 4th. Cheney got the worst of that one, believe me. I think they're going to get Zolman and check him out. He hit that floor pretty hard. El Dasugi is in. 5 team fouls now on the Quakers, and Earlham down 51-48. 4:48 remaining in this one. They will not take a look at Zolman yet. I think he's going to get certainly a drink of water right here, but he hit his head pretty hard. We wipe up some of the water on the floor as, again, both players went down, Cheney, Zolman, and C.J. Hampton. Well, this would be a huge win for Manchester to come back from double digits down in this one and able to pull out a win, but a lot of things can change between now and the rest of the 4:43. This is Buckner at the point. Whitney starts to set the screen. Now it'll be Hampton. Buckner nearly lost it. It was tipped into the backcourt. Buckner able to run it down, 14 on the shot clock. El Dasugi jumping out front. Now it'll be Whitney with the basketball. Whitney a little bit out of his comfort zone. Whitney will drive. Whitney tried to dunk it, lost it on the way up. Picked up out of the air and shot and missed by Hall. And Barnes gets racked from behind and hit big time by C.J. Hampton. C.J. will pick up his first. Whitney, his thoughts were he was going to dunk that basketball, and it slipped out of his hands. And Hall was at the right place at the right time, and then Barnes takes the big hit right there by C.J. Hampton. Quaker basketball down by 3. El Dasugi to Sanborn. Thomas, the drive, has his shot blocked by Westman. Quakers unable to get points on the board again. 3:55 to go. Here's Buckner on the drive in the corner to Hall. Nothing there. E.J. Hampton against El Dasugi. Hampton a little bit shaky with the handle of the basketball. Gives it now to Buckner. Buckner with 10 on the shot clock. Buckner jumped there by Sacaleros. Nice pass inside, reverse layup by Whitney, and he's going to get fouled and go to the line. And I think they're going to get Sanborn, or is it going to be Sacaleros? Sacaleros picks up the foul. That's his third. And Earlham's going to talk about it. They will use one of their 2 timeouts remaining on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers trail it by.
Think about the moments in your life, moments you might miss if you become ill. People often ignore their own health, even when their body is telling them something isn't right. Routine health screenings could be the difference between catching it early when it's more treatable or waiting until it's too late. Make time to have an annual wellness visit. Keep up with routine screenings so you don't miss out on any of your moments. Reed Health's team of experts can keep you in control of your health, making sure you stay right where you belong. Reed Health, right beside you.
Back here at the Athletics and Wellness Center, as you see Manchester coming back from a double-digit deficit. They have taken the lead late in this one. The Quakers using a timeout with 3:37 now remaining in this one. After the game, they will be posting the final box score at GoEarlham.com. The Quaker shooting percentage is now dropped down to 38%. 7 of 22 from three-point range for 32%. So the shooting certainly hasn't been the same way in the second half as it was in the first half for the Quakers. At the line is Whitney. Whitney with 6 points. And he will get another. He is a perfect 3 of 3 from the line. By the way, Manchester with 2 timeouts remaining. The Quakers with 1. Second free throw is good. And now the Quakers have to battle back from a deficit of their own as they're down by 5 with 3.5 minutes remaining. Cheney Zolman has it tipped away by Hampton. Zolman again knocked out of his hands, as Zolman proving to be a little bit of a problem there for Cheney. Quakers still have 18 on the shot clock, not a problem there. Here's Barnes bouncing to Zolman. Zolman this time a little stronger with the basketball. Cheney on the drive, draws the double team, back to Barnes for 3. No, can't get that one. Well, I tell you what, it's tough shooting from the outside. And the rebound for the Spartans, and they'll just bring it across the timeline. Buckner wants to settle everybody down, knowing the clock is now under the 3-minute mark. Buckner draws the double team, bouncing to Westman. He's been the hero in this one in the second half. Westman looking underneath now to Hampton. Hampton draws 2 white jerseys. Hampton then tries to get fancy with the basketball and dribbles it out of bounds. Magic Johnson, he is not. That'll be 14 turnovers now by Manchester. 2:45 remaining. This is Barnes up the right sideline. Sanborn once again to Sacaleros. Barnes gives it off to Sanborn. Near travel there by Barnes. And it'll be Stallings off into the hands of Zolman. Out front, Sacaleros. Here's Stallings. Shot fake. Stallings in the lane with a right hand. He'll get hammered. That'll be Hampton picking up number 2. 2:25 remaining. Quakers go to the free throw line. The good news here is you can get points on the board while the clock is off. So Stallings at the line, just 2 points today for Stallings. Now make it 3. Well, the big news is, again, the Quakers shooting woes in the second half, and Cheney Zolman with 16 in the first half has not scored in the second half. 53-50, 2:20 to go. Now, if you're Manchester, the one thing you don't want to do is get complacent here. You still got to play to score. Buckner driving high off the glass with a left hand and good. There's what you're talking about. Buckner now with 6. Quakers down by 5. 2 minutes remaining. Here's Zolman. Stallings will find Sacaleros, back to Barnes. Shot fake drive, right hand no. Foul call on Manchester. And it may be Whitney picking up his third. Now take it back, they're going to get Westman. So Westman picks up number 2, team foul number 6. And here is Jamel Barnes at the line for 2. 1:54 remaining. Barnes with the left hand good. Now, of course, Jamel trying to hit a couple of threes here in the second half. We mentioned the Quakers' shooting percentage had gone down. Right now, the Quakers at 37%. And it has been a rough second half in the shooting department. Zolman is out as the Quakers will continue to play offense-defense with Cheney. They want to save him on the offensive side. Second free throw good by Barnes. He now has 8. Quakers down by 3, so we're still at a one-possession game with under 2 minutes remaining. Barnes, to take that back, it will be Barnes getting the foul on Buckner. And that'll be the third foul, I believe, on Jamel. Team foul number 7, and so Buckner at the line. Buckner, again out of Lafayette, played at Lafayette Jeff. Buckner with 6 points, and this will be his first trip to the free throw line here this afternoon. Free throw is no good. The tip, and somehow Thomas Sanborn comes away with it for the Quakers. So still a one-possession game. Big miss there by Buckner. Barnes will shovel it off to Slane, who was checked back in. Now it'll be Sanborn. Sacalero straight away, looking to his left. And it'll be Stallings. Stallings off now to Barnes. Barnes thought about the 3, covered up again by Buckner. Barnes got the defender in the air, throws the shot up and missed it. Tried to draw the foul. No whistle there. I'm not sure if Buckner got him or not, but Barnes, it certainly appeared, felt he got fouled. So now it'll be Buckner with the basketball with 1:08 remaining. Buckner stops as he picks up his dribble. And do we have a timeout here? Let's wait and see. I believe we may, as they will call the timeout right there. Manchester had 2 timeouts remaining, so now they're down to their final. We will keep it here for this timeout. I remind you that today's game is brought to you in part by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Tuesday, the oven-roasted chicken, Wednesday, the turkey breast, and Thursday, the Italian BMT. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. Well, the Quakers right now, and they trail this one 55-52. By the way, Manchester shooting at 44%, the Quakers at 36%, but now the Quakers are only 7 of 23 from three-point range. Meanwhile, Manchester 7 of 20. And somehow or some way, they have limited Cheney Zolman scoreless in the second half. In fact, the Quakers as a whole have been outscored 26-19 in the second half. Zolman still leads the Quakers with 16, Blake Bonin with 10, Barnes with 8, Sacaleros with 8, Westman with 15 now for the Spartans, and Keaton Hall with 12. So each team with a couple of players in double figures. But right now, 1:05 remaining, 15 on the shot clock. Good look out front with the basketball once again is Buckner. They'll keep the ball in his hands most of the time until he gives it up now to Hampton. 3 on the shot clock. Hampton driving, pull-up shot on the baseline, no good, and into the hands of Stallings. 43 seconds remaining. Quakers still have 1 timeout if they need it. This is Blake. Bonin gets the screen from Stallings. Stallings will start to set, slips away, and now it'll be Sanborn. Inside again to Stallings against Buckner. Ball loose on the floor, and turnover Quakers. Picked up by Buckner, and then Buckner losing it. He rolls over, and they're getting for a travel. Good hustle both ways, and I think that the Quakers may have called their final timeout right there. We put it up there for Manchester, but actually that should be a timeout by the Quakers with 21.3 seconds remaining. So now the strategy will begin. If you're the Quakers, you've got to certainly think about a 3 right here. If you try to score a quick 2 and make it 55-54, you're probably looking at having to foul immediately, and that may run you down close to 15 seconds or so, and then who do you foul? You're probably thinking maybe it'll be Buckner. Everybody else has actually shot the free throw pretty well here in the second half, and Buckner looked pretty shaky the last time that he shot a free throw. In fact, the only time here this afternoon. Oganuke is not in the ball game. He might need to be another choice, but unless he comes in, and if you're Manchester, first thing you're thinking about is making sure that everybody on the floor can shoot free throws. So now you have to see what the Quakers will be able to set up. Again, they have not shot the ball well in the second half. You have Bonin as a three-point threat. Thomas Sanborn certainly a three-point threat. And, of course, Cheney Zolman can shoot the 3. The only problem is he just hasn't shot the basketball a whole lot here in the second half. So here we go. 21.3 remaining. This is Blake across the timeline, guarded by Westman. Blake will drive baseline in the corner for Sanborn. Got a look and hits it. Tied at 55, 9 seconds remaining. Sanborn with 6. Buckner with the basketball. Will drive, and Hampton can't get it to go, and we're going to go to overtime. So we will get some free basketball thanks to the Thomas Sanborn 3. And Earlham and Manchester tied at 55. We'll come back with the overtime in a moment. This is Earlham Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery. Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023. Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
Well, we call this free basketball as now both teams will get an extra 5 minutes on the clock. The Quakers have not had an overtime game since they went to Adrian back on November the 9th, and they won that ball game 102-94. So it'll be Manchester basketball to begin things here in this overtime period. Whitney out front, gives it off now to Hampton. Off the screen is Hall. Three-pointer is short, and it goes out of bounds to the left. And so the first attempt by Manchester is unsuccessful. So it'll be Quaker basketball. How big of a shot was that by Thomas Sanborn? As Manchester lost him in the corner. Bonin across the timeline. Sanborn out on the high post himself. That'll be Barnes on the left wing. Guarded there again by Buckner. Cheney Zolman down in the low block against Hampton. Cheney, fadeaway jumper, no, and he leaves it short. The easy rebound by Hampton. Quakers one and done themselves. Buckner up the right sideline. Buckner now drives, and the step and the basket good, and a foul call against Blake Bonin. Buckner probably learned that at Lafayette, Jeff. So Buckner will give the Spartans a 2-point lead, 4:15 remaining. Blake will pick up his second. And Manchester, again, chance here to get a three-point play. And once they wipe up some of the debris right here, we'll be ready to go. I was just corrected. I forgot about that overtime game at Rose-Hulman in which the Quakers gave up, if I'm not mistaken, 17 points in the overtime. I think it was outscored 17-5. So, Mitch, you're exactly right. And the free throw on the way in, good. Mitch Blancaspor, the former sports information director here at Earlham College, watching this afternoon. 58-55. Here is Bonin with the basketball. High screen by Zolman. Tipped away by Blake into the backcourt there by C.J. Hampton. Yeah, that was one in which I looked at the stat sheet. They forgot to put the overtime here on the program, but you're right, it was 81-69, but it was in overtime. Bonin will hand it off to Sanborn once again. Zolman to Blake, nearly lost his footing. Does as he goes down. Cheney from three, or they're going to say it's a two-point basket. It will be a two. And for Cheney, who had 16 in the first half, his first 2 points here in the second half and into overtime. This will be Hampton out front, near side Westman. Westman had that big second half as he'll take it baseline, pull-up jumper the way, good. And is back down to a three-point lead. Westman, his first 2 points in the overtime, 3:17 remaining. Here's Barnes, gets the screen from Zolman, gives it back to Blake. Blake on the right wing. The lob pass underneath for Zolman. Zolman able to get his balance, and then looked like he may have tripped and lost his footing. In fact, his shoe came off as the other way we go, and the foul called as Whitney goes to the free throw line. I got to go back to this other end. I'm pretty sure that Cheney lost his shoe for the moment, hit that ball off the bottom of the backboard, and that may have cost him a chance to get his balance and get a decent shot off. We have a timeout on the floor. We will take a quick timeout as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Manchester leads it by 3.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond.
Back here at the Athletics and Wellness Center, 60-57 your score. And we will go to the line. Whitney will be there for the 2 shots. 2:58 remaining as we play here in the overtime, and the first shot by Whitney is good. It is now a 2-possession game. Second free throw by Whitney. This would be a big win here for Manchester after trailing again double digits. Chance to come back and perhaps knock off the Quakers here at home, or trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Barnes driving and a foul call. That'll go against Hampton. Hampton just picked up number 3, and Jamel Barnes will go to the line. So we're in the 1 and bonus now. Eldasugi will check in for the Quakers as Sacaleros back on the bench. Blake Bonin is on the bench as well. And here is Jamel Barnes, and another big free throw right here as he gets the front end of the 1 and 1. And the Quakers now down by 3. 2:46 to go. Again, we're in overtime. Barnes' second free throw is good. We're back to 2. Buckner has run the point pretty much the entire second half. And he'll walk the ball across the timeline. Check there by Jamel Barnes. The screen by Whitney. Buckner driving left hand good. He got that first step again. We saw that earlier. And Buckner is so quick now. 5 points here in the overtime. Here's Sanborn handing off now to Cheney Zolman. El Dasugi will find Sanborn for three. No, not this time. And the rebound by Hampton. Quakers down by 4, and now Manchester basketball. This will be Buckner on the right wing. Buckner will keep it himself. Drive, feeds in the corner. Three by Hall. No. Long rebound tipped into the hands of El Dasugi, and the Quakers will get it back with a minute 55 remaining. This will be Barnes. He'll hold the basketball right there near the sideline as Stallings looks to set the screen. Westman comes out to force him outside as Cheney starts to drive, cut off by Whitney, and the Quakers have no choice but to kick it back to Barnes. 9 on the shot clock. Barnes the crossover. Westman the pull-up. Shot on the way, no good. Barnes trying to draw the foul again. They say Westman backed off in time, and the Quakers unable to get the points on the board. And now Manchester will take their time and work some time off that clock. If they can run it down here, they'll get about a minute remaining in the overtime. This is Buckner by 2 defenders. Buckner, good ball movement to Westman. Westman, shot fake, pull-up jumper from 2, no. And Whitney goes down. El Dasugi is the one who gets fouled. It almost appeared maybe they could have called El Dasugi kind of backing into the rebounder, but they will not do so. So Whitney just picked up his third. 8 team fouls now against Manchester. The Quakers have 9, and El Dasugi will go to the line. And Manchester, they're going to use a timeout right here. So El Dasugi, this again is a 1 and bonus for El Dasugi here in the overtime. I'll remind you again, the Quakers will be hosting Bluffton on Wednesday. That is a 7:30 tip-off time. And then they'll travel to Hanover coming up a week from today. And then they get 2 straight against Defiance and Franklin. And then they go to Bluffton January 29th. And then by that time, we're down to the last 7 games of this college basketball season. So the month of January so far has not been kind to the Quakers. If they lose today, they are 0 for January. Here's El Dasugi. 1:06 remaining. El Dasugi's free throw is good. Quakers again will make it a 1-possession game. A.J. White back in for the Quakers. Thomas Sanborn will sit down. El Dasugi's second free throw is on the way. He missed it, but it stays a 1-possession game. Here's Whitney in the backcourt, wants to give it up, does so to Buckner. Buckner quickly across the timeline. Quakers trying to force it out of his hands and perhaps force a turnover. Wide open is Hall. Three-pointer good. Big bucket by Hall. Timeout Quakers as Hall got wide open in the corner. Hall now with 15 points. We will keep it here for this timeout. 50 seconds remaining. And Earlham will have to draw something up pretty quick. The idea is you want to score as fast as you can. At this point, you'll take the 2 and make it still a 4-point ball game. And then if you have to foul, it's all about the clock right now. But then you got to make sure you choose wisely in who you want to foul, depending on who's in the ball game. But so far, Manchester, everybody they have had in the ball game has actually shot the free throw pretty well, other than Buckner 1 for 2, but everybody else has been pretty good. So I'd imagine at this stage, pick your poison on who you want to try to foul if you have to. But now you're down by 6. You're essentially looking at a 16-point swing here in this basketball game as Manchester down by 10 in the first half, but they've been able to come back, chip away, and the Quakers are in danger of now falling to 1-5 in the conference. And I don't think many of us would have thought that would have happened to this veteran basketball team. Now you see Manchester zone trap right there until they fall back into the man. Blake Bonin in the corner. Sanborn, another three off the top of the backboard. Cheney gets the rebound, goes hard to the floor, and they may get Hampton. Boy, I'm wondering why Manchester didn't see that coming again. Boy, is Sanborn wide open down in the corner. And Manchester didn't read it again, and even if he gets the three, you're still talking about a 3-point lead. 36.8 remaining. El Dasugi will check in along with A.J. White. Cheney Zolman, 18 points. This is a one-and bonus since it's only the 9th team foul again on Manchester, and the first one is good, back to a 5-point lead. Second free throw now by Zolman. So a 4-point lead. Quakers will press. In the backcourt is Hampton. Buckner, and they're going to say Buckner stepped out of bounds. Big turnover right there for Manchester. Right now, you really only have Buckner as a true ball handler in there. I'm not sure that Hall wants too much to do with it. He's more of a shooter. I guess your other guy would be Matt Westman, but they want to have Buckner handle the basketball. 29.8 seconds remaining. Quakers off the inbound. Sanborn right side, back once again to Barnes. Barnes will find Sanborn. Here's Barnes. The three might have been partially blocked there by Hampton, and the Quakers have to foul as Manchester was out on the break, and they had numbers going the other way. So Zolman just picked up his 5th. He will be done on the day with 20. A.J. White will take that back. This is going to be Elijah Galloway. Or is it going to be A.J.? It will be A.J. White will come back in. So the Quakers are going to go small with another shooter right here, knowing that they need threes. And at the line will be Cortez Buckner, as he will be back to the line again. This time it'll be the double bonus. Buckner 5 points here in the overtime. So the Quakers potentially are going to lose 2 straight overtime games. I had misspoke earlier about they did lose that overtime game to Rose Holman. Well, that was a bad shot. He'll get another one. So this is the 3rd overtime game of the year for the Quakers, and Buckner back in. Number 2 is a knuckleball, and he missed that one. A rebound by Stallings, 20 seconds remaining. Quakers got to work quick. They're down by 4. Here is Barnes, layup good. 66-64, the quick inbound, need a foul right here. Westman in the backcourt, but I think they got a timeout. Tell you what, Whitney was wide open down the floor, and they missed him. If Westman sees him with a baseball pass, this thing is over. 11.6 seconds remaining. The timeout again called by Manchester. It's a 2-point ball game. Now, I don't think this is automatic. You may remember just a few moments ago, Cortez Buckner ended up stepping out of bounds on the sideline, giving the ball back to the Quakers. So you know anything can happen when you get into this situation and you're trying to hurry and get that ball down the floor and also try to avoid the foul or draw the foul either way. By the way, Barnes, 4 points in the overtime. He has 12. Again, Cheney Zolman with 20, Sacaleros with 8. Stallings with 4, Blake Bonin with 10, El Dasugi with a single point, Sanborn, those 2 big threes in the second half, he has 6. On the other side of the basketball for the Spartans, Westman 17, Keaton Hall 15, Buckner with 11, Whitney with 9, Hampton with 8. So they've had good balanced scoring here today. So now the Quakers will full court. They'll try to deny. Into the ball game now will be Owens. That will give Manchester an extra ball handler. Inbounding the basketball is Westman. And a quick foul. Boy, Stallings looked like he fouled right there. No whistle. And back the other way. Numbers right here. And the layup good at the other end by Westman. 3.6 to go. Quakers down by 4. They'll let Bonin go, and that's going to do it. Quakers will lose it in overtime. Your final score, 68-64. We'll wrap it up in a moment. This has been Earlham Men's Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com.
Quakers lose it 68-64, so the Quakers will fall now to 1-4 in conference play. And again, back here on Wednesday. You can check out all the final stats on the Earlham website, goearlham.com, if you want to check out all the final numbers, again, from today's game. But Cheney Zolman leading the Quakers with 20 points here this afternoon. Final score once again in overtime. Manchester wins at 68-64. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you Wednesday right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.